Well, what's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe, and we are talking about the Hate today, the Hate Scythe build that we are going to run. Okay, I'm just picking up a Pluto Exterminate here to make the video fairly quick for you. There's not a whole lot to explain on it, but let me get through it for you. So I'm using Reaping Spiral as the stance mod for this, and you know, throw up the combos on the screen so you can see it. There's 3 specialty combos, nothing hard to achieve, all basically achievable pretty quickly when you are in the midst of actually taking care of killing the enemies. So they're, in my opinion, they're pretty easy to hit. They're far-flung attacks and multi-hit combos. Yes, multi-hit for sure. I think I've hit 3 to 4 at one time in some of my other runs that I've been doing, which is pretty cool. Okay, now, so basic stats on here. Impact is 9, puncture is 9, slash is 42. The spin, leap, and wall attacks are all 120. The attack speed is 0.9 as your base. Critical is 2 times 10%. Status is 15%. And stamina is 12 as your base. For me, currently in this build that I'm showing you, I have a 28.8 impact, 51.8 puncture, 336 slash, 230.4 radiation, 1294 for spin, leap, and wall attacks, a 1 attack speed. Critical and status stay the same, and stamina goes up to 15 from 12, and conclave is 185 on this. Now, final build will include 1 forma, and it will change my radiation from a 230 to a 288, and it will change my spin attack, wall attack, and leap attack from 1294 to 1409. But it does require one radiation. It requires 1 forma for me to get through to max out all the cards. Just FYI. Okay, so basic setups here. Obviously, we're going to go damage, as much damage as we can. Base damage here, pressure point, 120% melee damage increase. Next to that, I'm going to have my Spoiled Strike. That is going to give me a 100% damage increase, but a negative 20% attack speed, which actually will bring my attack speed down to a 0.7 from what it is. Originally from the 0.9, I'll bring it down to a 0.7. Okay, just FYI, and then we'll fix that in a minute. Then we're going to add Jagged Edge for more slash damage, 90% increase in slash damage. This brings us a little bit over 300% slash damage now. And then, because I just wasn't happy with that, I went ahead and added Rendering Strike as well to give myself even more slash damage and some puncture. So the basic slash damage, another 60% increase, and then 80% on the puncture damage. So you're basically looking at about 380% basic damage increase for your slash, which is, I think, is about the highest you can get on here in terms of basic increases. And this is going to work out fairly well with how I have it set up. Obviously, really good with the base damage. I can use it against any faction as I choose. Of course, it's a slash heavy. It's always going to be better against infested, but works well against the other two, as you can see. I do enjoy doing some of these quiet, stealthy moves where you walk in with this thing, you kick them in the knee, and then you take them out. That's always a fun thing and enjoyable. But what I wanted to do was get the base up as high as I possibly could, so that way when I add my Killing Blow in here, which is the 120% channeling damage, it increases that base damage by 120% when I hit for the energy kill. And this is going to work out really well. You're going to find that it'll hit you with usually 1 shot, maybe 2 shots, depending upon how high level you are against. You know, if you're running a really long time in a defense or something. But generally 1 shot will take out things like heavy gunners, ancients, bombards, that type of thing when you hit this at the right time on the hit against them, which I have noticed many times over and over. But of course, as you get higher up, it may take, you know, 2 shots, could potentially take 3, depends upon how long you go, but for the most part, you're going to want to have this one here when you get to those big guys. Now, speaking of the big guys, I am running radiation, so I'm going to have focused energy to give myself some channeling efficiency, but it's going to give myself the 60% electrical damage. And then I've currently got Molten Impact here at 60% extra fire damage, which gives me my radiation elemental, but At max, it's 90%, and that's 11 on the card. And that's where I say you have to have one forma in it to get there, and I will put the one forma in it to get there. Now, the radiation for me works out really well with this. I found when I get into the heavy mob situations, it's sometimes rather than using my killing blow or my channeling damage, I'll knock the big guys once or twice, make sure they're hit with radiation, and you'll see them glow green. And then I'll worry about taking out the smaller mobs, because now they're basically on my side for a few seconds. They're going to actually help me instead of hurt me, kind of like Nyx's abilities where you're controlling them. So you're basically, with the radiation, gives you a little mind control, and that helps you out in some of the higher situations, higher end mob situations. Of course, you still got to be careful, because, you know, once you get really up there, you get 2 or 3 or 4 of these ancients and or, you know, heavy gunners. That's where this stance mod does come in really well, because it is multi-hit. So if you can get them all at once, and 1 or 2 out of, let's say, 4 manage to get the radiation hit on them, then they're going to start trying to kill each other, and it's going to be beneficial to you. But this is how I've got it set up. I am enjoying it this way. Heavy base damage. I've got energy damage, channeling damage. I've got a nice radiation on here. I've got the attack speed up, and it's working really well for me. And I can run solo with this thing all day, all night, especially with Excalibur and a few of the other frames, just based off of how I play. So here is the final build for it: Reaping Spiral, Pressure Point, Jagged Edge, Spoiled Strike, and Rendering Strike, those 4 all being my base damage. Killing Blow being my channeling, Focused Energy, and Molten Impact for my elemental. Fury to bring up the attack speed back up to a 1, which is just slightly higher than the original 0.9, but it works very well. And of course, Focused Energy gives me a little extra channeling energy damage, or not damage, efficiency. Not a lot, but just a little bit, enough to help me out even more. So if you did like this, please hit that like button. Any comments, please leave some comments. You got a different build, slightly different, feel free to leave it below. If you like this and you want to subscribe to my channel, you're not subscribed, do subscribe. It is much appreciated. And I will check you guys soon. See you later.